Today on the channel, another FMS review, and if you're looking for some adventure, some wild, amazing RC flying, this video is going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to start out mild, and then it's going to get wild, and we're going to have some crashes in this video, and I'm going to give you an honest review of the FMS P-40B Warhawk. It is a World War II plane. It does come in without Reflex V3 for around $369, but just look at it. It is gorgeous. It is a 1400 millimeter wing on here, and it is a very large plane. It can fly on 4S battery. I put a 4S 3000 pack under here. You can lift this up to reveal where your battery tray is. It slides in right up front right here. I have another PCB in the very middle. It is a power distribution board for all of the different servos. They go out to, you can go straight into a receiver, or you can go into a Reflex V3, which will give you full stabilization on this plane. So for me, this is essentially my first large scale Warbird. So you're going to fly with me today, and I'm going to have my first experience with, an almost a 55-inch wingspan type of Warbird. And I'm very nervous about this because Warbirds are notorious for nosing over, breaking the prop, and having stall points on landing, getting too low and stalling out and crashing on your landing. A lot of people in World War II were killed because they would make it all the way home from a dogfight, and then they had a hard time landing these things. Well, the same thing is true in RC airplanes with the Warbird series planes. If you've never flown a Warbird before, you might want to consider a Warbird trainer. So they do have trainers out there, and this one, I would say it's a very good trainer. And I did have some issues today in this review we're going to talk about. I'm going to give you a full honest review on it with the flight characteristics and everything. But I am very excited. It does have some upgrades on this one. This one is fully EPO. It does have plenty of room inside here. Now, if I wanted to get crazy, I could add a flight controller, FPV, and all that cool stuff, but I'm not going to do that. It does have 17-gram metal digital gear servos in here, so very nice servos. They have been upgraded. They're not the plastic geared ones. If you're an RC airplane guy, you'd want to avoid plastic geared servos on large planes like this. Now, the other thing is that this one does come with all of the retracts installed on this plane, so they are beastie. They are aluminum CNC upgraded retracts. They have been crash tested in this review, because I did crash. And my biggest takeaway for you today is that the retracts, they came completely out of the plane, but they did not break. They twisted on crash, and you'll see this crash coming up. I thought it looked like I was going to lawn dart and go straight down into the ground, and I ended up just being able to just barely pull up at the last second. But you can see that the plane is still in one piece, which is kind of amazing for a Warbird crash. I was expecting a total yard sale of all of these parts, and this is the condition of the plane after I had this nose-in crash, where basically what happened was, in my last final flight, I wanted to take this one last flight at around sunset. It was beautiful light, and I just wanted to see this plane in the air one more time. And that's the thing. One more flight, right? One more flight. In the RC world, when you're going to do that one more flight thing, that's when you usually have your worst crashes. So I was able to pull out of that crash and recover what probably is my favorite and only Warbird right now. I'm very happy that this is still one piece, and I didn't even break a prop. But I'm giving away my candy before the movie because just super excited about how durable this plane is, and actually it flies really smooth and looks gorgeous in the air. If you are a military scale guy, this video is for you. You are gonna freaking love this one. So let's go ahead and fire up our 4S 3000 pack in here, and let's get this thing up in the air. Hey, haven't flown a Warbird in a long time, so a little bit nervous about this, but I'm trusting that I've got enough expo in here to make things a little easier. And I'm just gonna do, like they say, the best I can, right? All right, let's see how she does, you guys. There is water right in front of me, so I did want to get off before. All right. That was a quick takeoff. Not the straightest down the runway, but we're up right now. And I couldn't be more nervous. It's probably been at least 10 years since I've flown a Warbird, but let's see how she sounds. I've got a way to put my retracts up. I'm gonna go ahead and put those up. And man, Warbirds look great in the air. With the retracts up, man, they look nice. And right now, she's flying in full stability mode. Looking like right now, I got about half throttle. Just to keep that nose up. And it gets really silhouette-y up there. And man, we are just cruising. You know what? This is actually pretty relaxing. My heart was beating pretty good when I first took off. It's got quite a bit of rudder in it. I got a jet taking off over here to my left. I just saw it tail slide a little bit when I was making that last turn. And you know, I could take it and put it. Yeah. It sounds really nice up there. It's my maiden flight on it, so you know, yeah, just a little nervous. I haven't flown a Warbird probably like 10 years. I am flying it with stability on there though, so that's making it a little easier. It just gets pretty silhouette-y out there today. You got a nice color scheme on that though. That yellow looks good.
Good visibility. All right, if I come out.
You go ahead. Go for it. I'm just kind of staying out here over the grass a little bit. Yeah, this plane likes a lot of rudder with the stabilize on. Man, that looks cool. Coming right at the camera.
Isn't that a pretty airplane?
It really is.
You've got stability on you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, today I'm flying that. It's just a little overcast and I can't really see that good. But that really takes a lot of the anxiety out of keeping this thing in the air. That dark paint scheme. Go for it. And he's off. So this is feeling pretty good, you guys. I mean, I literally haven't flown a Warbird in such a long time, and they have a lot of characteristics about these planes that, you know, intermediate pilots do fine with, but beginners have a little trouble with as far as the stall points of these planes and the landings and how they can just flip over or nose over and you can break your props. But this one is doing pretty good. Pretty smooth. It almost feels like a trainer. I haven't, yeah. Uh-oh. You are? Oh no.
Yep. I think so.
You gonna come in and land?
Yep.
Okay.
If I can get a silhouette on my airplane.
I'm not sure what my voltage is. I'm probably close to landing. Look at that. Taking off to the left?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna try to land from the right here in just a few minutes, or a minute or so.
I'm taking off from the right.
Go, yeah, go for it. I won't be coming in for another minute or two.
Well, I want to get back on the ground because this thing is talking to me. And
The 4S battery feels good, you guys.
Killed the thrust. Just landed. Fire. I can't understand why this thing is talking to me and vibrating. I think I'm on the verge of LVC.
All right.
I've got the
Just cruising.
lithium-ion battery packs in here, and I think
They always told me to land long and low.
Yeah, that's good, Vice.
That's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna come in from the right, you guys.
Okay.
Gotta remember to put my gear down. Okay, my gear's going down.
No, I mean, I had no, it wouldn't.
I am way out there, you guys. And I don't have any flaps on this plane, so I might have to circle around one more time, you guys. I'm just gonna bleed off some altitude. Coming down. You know, it's really a pretty stable plane, honestly. Smooth flying plane. It's a little bit hard to see right now, but I'm going to try to make the best out of this. This is a huge runway, so it's been a while since I've practiced my landings on these runways, but all right, coming in. Okay, I'm gonna try not to stall out. I gotta keep that speed up. Gotta keep that speed up. All right, dump the throttle. There we go. There we go. Man, it looked like I did that before.
Nice one.
Hey, I'm lucky on that one. Whew.
Good job.
Good Lord. Scary landing warbirds. Good thing is there's not a lot of turbulent wind right now.
Absolutely.
To kind of wing me over. It felt a lot like a trainer in the air. It felt pretty easy to fly.
Outstanding. It's got a pretty good wing on it.
That'll,
Compared to a
yeah.
Corsair.
That'll get your heart beating. Man, that was fun. She's still in one piece, you guys. That is a Christmas miracle right there. Man, that's a good looking plane. Look at that, boy. That is a good looking plane. What do you say? The scale detail on that. Man, FMS does a great job on these planes. I just love it. This is definitely my favorite plane in my fleet right now. Just gorgeous. I love the camo. Hope you guys enjoyed that ride. Now, as fate would have it, I had to go for that last sunset flight, and something happened right here where I lost signal on my ELRS receiver, and the plane went into a corkscrew. I tried to recover, momentarily had control at the last second, was able to get the nose up, and now we have to walk up to the crash site. Now, for some reason, I had a failsafe out here. Not sure why, because I got a full range ELRS receiver on here, and it's running about 250 milliwatt. She went down pretty hard. Just gonna assess the damage here. There's the camera still recording. All right. Let's check her out, shall we? Oh man, retracts are to the side. Looks like the wing's still intact. That's good. So, man, it's a heavy plane. It is a heavy plane. Those might just snap back. We'll see. Looks like I didn't hurt the propeller. That is very lucky from what I see. It did go down pretty hard. It does have a lot of weight to it, so I was expecting a lot worse when I came out here. She will live to fly another day, and what I might do is put a different receiver in there, and I'll check out the retracts. But yeah, you know, you just got to get that last flight in for the day, and you know that's what happens sometimes. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna do one more flight, but it was so pretty, and this thing flew so well that I really did just want to fly it again. You know what I mean? And that's how it goes, boys. All right, welcome back from the flight test. Yeah, am I a lucky pilot after that crash? It was weird because I installed an ELRS receiver on here. Now, I installed the Beta FPV Super D. It is a very high-end ELRS receiver. It does have all the PWM inputs that I need for all of my servos and everything. And actually, it has like 10 channels on that receiver. So it is big enough to accommodate all of the different control services on this plane, including the flaps that are embedded underneath the wing here. So if I wanted to have all the bells and whistles on here, this receiver would have allowed me to do that. But what's very strange is I brought the receiver antennas out the side on both sides just like this. There are holes on each side, which is kind of cool of FMS by putting these types of holes there for receiver antenna outlets on either side. Now, traditionally, what I will do is I will run one receiver antenna up and one out to the side, sort of in an L shape like that, to give me the best coverage and frequency back to the radio for penetration and signal strength. But in this situation, I did have a failsafe with this receiver, and I'm not 100% sure why it did that, but I got into a turn, and when I lost signal during that turn, it started to tip over. The wing tipped, and it went straight at the ground. And I was flying line of sight. So when I looked at the plane going into that spin, I realized that I needed to throttle up a little bit. And it all happened so fast that you're not even sure if you added throttle into it or what you did. Because once a plane starts getting into that corkscrew, it's hard to figure out what to do, right? So as a trained RC pilot, my first idea is that, okay, I need to apply some more power because I'm currently stalling, so I need to fly out of this and give it some elevator after throttle, come back in, correct it with some aileron, maybe not relying on the rudder as much because the rudder will actually give you more stall capability, make the tail slide out. We don't want that to do. We don't want that to happen. So at the last second, as I was corkscrewing down to the ground, I was able to get enough elevator in this plane. And it does have a pretty good size elevator, but I was able to bring that nose up at the last second. If you look at that video, man, I just barely got that nose up. And I did enough to save the whole front end of the plane. This entire front end may have come off, and I may have broken one wing off had I hit at any other different direction during that crash. So it was amazing that I kind of went belly in at the last second. I mean, the last 4 feet probably is where I pulled up, and I was able to belly in. The crazy thing is that I didn't even break the prop, because the first thing I knew in my mind when I walked up on it, what you guys saw in that walk up in the crash site, was that I swear the prop was broken. And I didn't even want to look, because you just know from doing a lot of crashes that the prop was probably broken. So I checked out the prop. The prop is very, very sturdy. It is a very, very sturdy, well-made prop. I do wish that they gave you 2 of these props in the box. They are about $15 should you need to buy another one. So that's the good news about that. The fantastic news, besides not breaking the prop, was that I didn't have wing separation. Now, there is one thing that did happen in this crash that I'll tell you about. There is 2 cracks right here in front of where the canopy goes on. They go down to about here. And someone at the field noticed that after the crash. We were inspecting the plane, looking it over, and we put some CA on here. One of the guys was commenting, yeah, once you put CA on one of the cracks in a plane, especially EPO, foam safe glue, it becomes stronger there where that crack was than the rest of the plane. So it's a very solid fix with some CA a couple inches down on both sides. And I was able to make sure that this was well lifted up and straight when I glued it, and no problems now. Now, I think the most amazing thing, besides not breaking the prop, is the fact that the retracts survived in that crash. The retracts, you know, if you're an RC airplane guy, you have to know this. And for the beginners, some of the retracts out there are not quality made. And if you just look at them, they'll break out of the plane. And that's the crazy thing about these retracts, is that they're still in one piece and they did not break out. The only thing that broke, and what scared me, was that these were at an angle. They had come out and twisted to an angle, but they were not broke. The only thing that did come apart was the wheel cover on the very back tail wheel. And this is also a retract back here. But these two tail wheel covers snapped off, but they were still being held on by a spring load that's on each side. So I didn't break both of the pieces that hold them on. I'm just able to snap those back on, and they're back and fully functional now, which is really cool for this plane. And I'm still able to use that steerable tail wheel to taxi around. I did a full surface check after the big crash. Everything still checks out. All the servos are working. No servos are stripped, and mainly because they're Metal Gear servos. But they do have a nice high resolution. They are a digital servo as well. So it's really fine controls. And I think that as far as the controls go, the flyability of it, when you're in Reflex V3, it flies like a trainer. I mean, I'm telling you, it flies. It made me look like a better pilot. And when I took that off and I went into full manual mode, that's where you could see how aerobatic this plane is and how much amazing aerobatics you could do with this plane. So if you're a new pilot, I suggest absolutely hands down, if you buy this plane, use Reflex V3 on here. It will make your experience so much better. And when you come in for a landing, it's going to make your landings a lot smoother. I had a very smooth landing with this plane. And the guys at the field commented too, like, they were like saying, great landing, Justin. And I felt lucky that I was able to keep enough speed up coming in for that landing without stalling out. Again, like the Warbirds stall out so easily. So you have to watch out for that. But I'm very lucky that I have this all back here in one piece, and she's going to live to fight another day. And it was an enjoyable experience instead of one of those disaster trash can experiences. You guys who fly RC airplanes know about the trash can experience. I don't have to tell you guys, but yeah, some planes don't make it home unless they're in a trash bag. So everything in the RC world has an expiration date. And unfortunately for me, my receiver did fail safe on me. So I will be switching out this receiver and trying another one in here. I don't know what I'm going to use next, but I still think I'm going to use an ELRS one on there and my Radio Master radio. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this review in the comments down below, and get in on that giveaway for the 5-inch FPV race drone coming up on December 15th. It's happening fast, you guys. We're going to give that one away. Total bundle. Let me know where you're from in your comment, and yeah, you'll be entered to win that one. And you can check out my link down below for this one. Another review in the books, you guys. Yeah, I had a great time, and I hope you did too. So take care, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.